Medan, North Sumatra, Indonesia, and we're here to eat. We're going to be making a ton of food videos, and we can't wait to get food hunting for this one.
Medan is made up of diverse ethnic communities, and there is just one word for its food scene: exciting. We're hunting down some of Medan's most local and unique food. We're taking you to where the locals eat. Watch out for racing noodles, grilled pork dipped in blood sauce, and loads more. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We're starting our day of food hunting with balap, which translates to racing noodles. And I think it gets its name because the cook who is cooking up those noodles does it with amazing speed. And she's actually cooking the noodles right behind me. Her wok is right out on the street and it looks like a really exciting scene. Let's go and check it out. I can see why these are called racing noodles. They were just going for it up there. So they're cooking the noodles in really well-used woks over wood fire, and the heat coming from that fire is so intense. The flames are roaring everywhere and they're cooking with such speed. So they are just chucking in all sorts of ingredients. The noodles are going in, there's eggshells flying. It's really cool to watch. So let me just talk you through what's in this balap. So we've got the noodle, which is a kway teow, so a rice noodle, and then there's some bean sprouts and also some spring onions in there, and a ton of egg. So all of this is egg. And then we ordered the seafood version, so we've got some squid, there's a prawn and some fish cake as well, and then they've also just dumped a whole lot of, I think it might be chili sauce over the top of the noodles. So they are cooking the noodles in really big batches in one go, so it sort of looks a little bit gloopy and a little bit sticky, but let's just give it a taste and see what it's like. Alright, I haven't got enough in that bite. Whoa, that is chili sauce, and it is really sharp and spicy. It's got a real strong heat. And those noodles are great. They actually are very loose. They're not all sticky. Great flavour and a lot of that egg, and it's very creamy, that egg. Let's go for another bite. Alright, I'm gonna get some seafood in this one. So I think I've got some squid or some fish cake in there. The more you eat, the more you can taste the breath of the wok hay. So it's like the essence of the wok, because it's been cooking on such high heat, has infused the noodles with a really smoky flavour. This is really tasty. This dish is almost equal parts egg and noodles, and it doesn't look like much, but it's really tasty. The bean sprouts had a real crunch and texture, same with those spring onions. That spicy chili sauce is epic. And then the scrambled egg, like the egg that's in there, is really fluffy. This is a really good breakfast. What a way to begin.
Next up, we're going to grab something pretty unusual at this stand behind me. It's a Piccolo Latte, which is an avocado shake. So there is a lot of avocado that goes into this drink, and it looks super interesting. avocado shake is crazy. So this thing is huge. It is a lot of pureed avocado down the bottom. Got freshly shaved ice on top, shaved by hand, and then a lot of chocolate syrup dumped down inside the ice, and then absolutely covered in condensed milk. So the condensed milk is down inside in a little hole that she poked in the ice, and it's all over the top of that ice. And there was so much avocado went into this, so we're just mashing up tons of avocado. The stand has boxes and boxes of them stacked out front. And this is pretty unusual for us. So we're from New Zealand, and avocados are very expensive in New Zealand. $3, $4, $5 even for one. So to be making a drink like this out of avocado, you wouldn't even dream of it. I'm gonna try and mix this all up. The ice is a really nice big chunky ice, but it's all sort of stuck together. So let's just, oh, it's going everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna just take a sip of that bit there. Oh, it's really sweet. It tastes like caramel. Not much avocado flavor at all. I'm just going to drink from right down the bottom where I haven't mixed it up so much. Even that is incredibly sweet. So I'm pretty sure the avocado mixture they're putting in, it looked like they were just mushing up avocado with a stick blender. So I don't think there's sugar added to that, but the condensed milk that's gone in has very quickly gone right through the avocado. And to be honest, this doesn't taste like avocado much at all. It's got that beautiful creamy texture of avocado, but the flavor's not there so much. I just had another big sip from about halfway down the cup, and that was super avocado-y. So I think as we mix it up, there must be layers. Maybe they put some condensed milk at the bottom of the glass as well. So I was getting more of the sweetness from that condensed milk. But then that sip I just had was chunky. It had chunky pieces of avocado in it and a very strong avocado taste. So definitely needs to be mixed up a lot to get the avocado and that condensed milk and the chocolate all really bound together to get all the balance of the flavors. And it's much tastier when you get the nice creaminess and taste of the avocado as well as the sweetness. It's a really good drink, and I imagine it'll be really filling because there's a lot of avocado in this drink. That's the interesting shake done, and now we're heading off for some tribal food. So this is going to be a really interesting meal next.
In cuisine here in Medan is phenomenal. There is so much different food to eat, and our next stop is right behind me. I'm super excited about this place. We're here to eat Bataknese food, and the Batak people are the indigenous tribe from North Sumatra. So let's go and eat.
Making a video for YouTube.
Daun ubi tumbuk satu, nasi dua, and padak dua. Yeah. We've got this massive Bataknese feast in front of us, so let me show you what we've ordered. So this here is a BPK, so that stands for Babi Panggang Karo. So it is grilled pork, and you can see all the smoky charred bits on there. Over here we have kiru kiru, which I think is a blood sausage. To go with the BPK, there is a blood sauce, and you mix the blood sauce in with this sambal, or this green chili paste. Over here we have saksang, and saksang is pork meat. Sometimes they actually use dog meat, and it is cooked with a bunch of different spices. And then over here we have the babi goreng, so pork which has been roasted, and I think some of it's been deep fried because you can see these really crispy edges. And then at the front here we've got some cassava leaves in a type of salad. I can see some more of that kiru in there, that blood sausage, and then we've got rice and soup to go with it all. Let's get this blood sauce. It's quite thick, mixed up with this spice. So I'm just going to put some of that lime juice in there and then pour some of the blood sauce in there and mix it up. So that's going to be my dipping sauce for the BPK. So I'll put that in on my plate and then get some of this awesome looking pork, dip it in that, and then let's try some of it with the rice. That pork is amazing. It is so smoky. It's cut quite thin, so it's a very, very tender and quite lean. And then that blood sauce is amazing. It doesn't have an overly strong flavour. It's just really smooth and creamy. And then that sambal is really incredible. It's got a really unique spice in it called andaliman, which is a relative of the Sichuan pepper, and it's got a really sort of a tingly, numbing property, so it makes your tongue tingle, and then it tastes a little bit like citrus. I've loaded up my plate, so I spooned some of the soup onto my rice, and then I've got some of that cassava leaf salad, and then the saksang. So you can see that pork there, it is just covered in spice, and there's just things like galangal and coriander and kaffir lime leaf and garlic and shallots, like a bunch of stuff. Let's just taste this. Such a good mouthful. That is amazing. The cassava leaves are really fresh and have like a really beautiful flavour. I've got a bit of spice in there as well. That saksang, the pork which is cooked with all those spices, has got such a unique flavour. It's not overly spicy in terms of chili heat, but it's got all those unique flavours. So you can taste the galangal, the kaffir lime leaf, the shallots, the ginger, the garlic. It is so spicy. The flavours are so bold and vibrant. This type of food is completely different to this other food that we've been eating in Medan. It's really unique and it is so delicious.
I've loaded up my plate with pretty much everything on the table, so got it all piled in here, but my first thing I want to try is this babi goreng. So that's fried pork, so I think it's deep fried, or is deep fried pork, and I've got some of that blood sauce on there, and let's get some of those cassava leaves, pile it on. Oh my god, that pork feels so juicy. Wow. Wow. So the skin on the outside, it looks incredibly golden and like it's going to be super, super crunchy. But it's not. It is crunchy, but it's not like roast pork where it can be so crunchy it's almost hard to bite through. It's not like that at all. It's just got a fine crunch to it, and then it's very, very soft under the initial top layer, and then the fat inside the pork, so the layer of fat under the skin is insanely soft. It just burst like liquid actually in my mouth. That was delicious and went really well with the cassava leaves. It just gave it a nice freshness. I've got this blood sausage here too, which I've put some of that blood sauce on top of. So let's just get the whole thing. It's really firm, this sausage. Just get the whole thing in. Wow. Oh, the flavour in that sausage. Oh, it's really sweet and spicy. Oh, it has a really sort of smoky, earthy taste to it. And you can taste the blood. It's got just a little edge of blood and a little bit of grittiness from that blood as well. That is really, really good, that sausage. And the fried pork. I mean, far out. Two incredible mouthfuls. And we've got these sauces, a sambal, and it looks like a ketchup manis, so a sweet soy sauce with some chili in it. That's going to go really well with this fried pork. we're washing this all down with a local drink. So this is a soft drink, it's called badak, and it's made with sarsaparilla. So it's got a sort of a medical sort of herbal taste, but it's really, really nice. Oh, really good sweetness. I love local drinks like this, especially when they have this sort of really sort of retro old school packaging. It's really nice, and swapper bottles, so they obviously take them back to the factory and refill them. Now I want to try this babi goreng again with these sauces I talked about. So that's a sambal, it looks like, so that's probably really spicy. Oh, look at that piece, look at all the fat in there. That is going to be juicy as. Let's give it a big dunk in there. I'll give it a big dunk in this ketchup manis, which is filled with chili seeds as well. Whoa. It's spicy. I could mainly taste the sweet soy sauce. Just gave it a really beautiful sweetness, obviously, but it's very, very spicy. I think both of those are really spicy. Oh, that adds to it really nicely. This is one heck of a good spread of food. So this next stop is for coffee, but we want to show you how diverse things are here. So you can sit on the side of the road, have a black coffee with the locals or a kopi, or you can come to a cafe like we are now. And these cafes, they feel like Melbourne or San Fran. They've got a real hipster feel to them, and it's really artisanal coffee, and a lot of the coffee beans that we have in the world are grown here. So there's a real strong coffee culture, and we want to show you one of these modern cafes where you can get a really good cup of coffee.
Jaya, who owns this cafe, came second in the AeroPress Championships last year, so I had to order an AeroPress coffee, and I chose some beans which come from Aceh, and Aceh is in the northwest Sumatra, and just look at the color of this coffee. I just want to give it a sniff. It smells incredible. It's quite fruity, and to me it smells a bit like miso. When I hear Jaya talk about coffee, I realize that I know absolutely nothing about it. And watching him make the coffee, it's like watching art being created. It's incredible. But let's just taste this. Whoa, the flavor of that. It just keeps developing. It's incredible. It's almost very savory tasting, and it tastes like miso to me. It's got like a really earthy, fruity flavor that is just delicious.
I got a Piccolo Latte, so this is a baby latte, and look how beautiful it looks. It feels like sitting in a cafe at home in Auckland or in Melbourne, where we used to live, sitting here. Let's go. Oh, it's so good, and it's so neat being in a place where the beans are grown and harvested and roasted right here, instead of having beans that have come from the other side of the world. We're here, and like I said before, it's really neat being able to experience both sides of the coffee culture here. So you can do proper street coffee just sitting on the side of the road, or you can come to a place like this and have really artisanal coffee. It's amazing, and it is delicious. And that's it for another incredible day of eating some really good local stuff, and then really neat having that coffee to finish up.
The food culture in Medan is brilliant, but what is extra special is the people that we have met in Medan. The hospitality has been unbelievable. We are loving it here. Remember to hit that subscribe button because we've got heaps more content coming from Indonesia. Give this video a huge thumbs up, pop a comment down below because we love to hear from you, and if you want to support more Chasing a Plate content, check out our Patreon page. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Jumpa lagi!
Jumpa lagi!